This is the home drug test for parents. What do you really know about drugs? Not enough, probably, if you're the age of most parents with teenage youngsters. After all, there wasn't much talk of drugs in our youth. But youngsters today know a lot about drugs. And our public schools are making sure our children learn the right facts regarding drug use and abuse. But drugs are something youngsters need to discuss with their parents, too. This home drug test for parents is designed so you and your family can share your knowledge of drugs and start your family discussions with the straight facts. Back in ancient times, someone discovered that the tops of the female Indian hemp plant would give an unusual reaction when smoked, chewed, or drunk as tea. This plant was marijuana, or cannabis sativa, as botanists came to call it. Through the ages, cannabis has been used all over the world. Today, a great deal of controversy surrounds the drug. We don't have to tell you that there are many different opinions on the subject. But on the following questions, there are no differences of opinion because they are documented facts. Let's see what you know about cannabis sativa, or in today's slang, pot or grass. Answer the following questions, true or false.
1. Although its effects vary widely, marijuana is clearly a potent drug. 2. Marijuana contains a powerful chemical which incites users to commit acts of violence. 3. Once a person smokes marijuana, he will soon become a drug addict. 4. Marijuana cannot be legally purchased anywhere in this country.
In contrast to the long history of marijuana, little was heard of LSD until around the mid-60s. The best known characteristic of LSD is the so-called trip, a vision or hallucination. Much remains to be learned about LSD and its effects, but a lot has been learned in the last few years because of the wide attention given to the drug. Let's see how much you've picked up on the subject.
1. LSD is easily recognizable by its distinctive color and taste. 2. Although LSD is not physically habit-forming, it can cause severe psychological dependence. 3. Individuals have different reactions to LSD, and the drug is totally unpredictable in its effects. 4. Because LSD is a so-called consciousness-expanding drug, a user's senses and perceptions are markedly improved while he's under the influence of the drug.
Another drug causing great concern recently is methamphetamine, often called crystal or speed. Even many confirmed users of other drugs avoid methamphetamine because its effects can be so terrifying. Methamphetamine is one of the most dangerous of a wide variety of drugs in the amphetamine and barbiturate families. But because of their wide medical use, you may have taken some of the drugs yourself, so it may be time you found out more about them.
Question 1. Both amphetamines and barbiturates act directly on the central nervous system, the amphetamines as a stimulant, the barbiturates as a depressant. 2. Neither amphetamines nor barbiturates are physically addictive. 3. Each year, hundreds of deaths are attributable to the accidental or improper use of barbiturates. 4. Amphetamines are a great help to students because they can be counted on to keep them awake and alert during critical examination periods.
One of the tragedies of experimenting with marijuana, LSD, amphetamines, or barbiturates is that a user may be tempted to go further and try even more potent drugs. One of the most potent drugs, the narcotic heroin, is derived from morphine and was, ironically, first promoted as a non-addicting substitute for morphine. But it was soon discovered that heroin is violently addicting. See if you can match your knowledge with what is known about heroin.
1. Studies have shown that most heroin addicts did not believe they'd get hooked when they first started using the drug. 2. The use of heroin is largely confined to big city slums and other low-income areas. 3. From the user's viewpoint, the most important effect of heroin is euphoria, a sense of well-being. 4. Heroin leads its users to commit sex crimes and acts of violence.
Well, that's the test. The student in your family is probably eager to show you where you missed. But maybe you knew more than was expected. So turn the record over and check your answers.